Imagine being a refugee in your own country, spending your entire life in a cage, just meters away from the land of your grandparents. They expelled them 75 years ago, and now they're trying to expel you all once again. In 1948, my grandparents were forced and expelled out of their homes in Palestine by Zionist militias, ending up as being refugees. This forced displacement was the basis of the foundation of the State of Israel. The majority of Gaza's 2.3 million Palestinians under siege today are also descendants of refugees who were ethnically cleansed and expelled from their homes during the 1948 Nakba, an Arabic term used to describe our ongoing catastrophe. Palestinians in Gaza today are now saying they are experiencing a new Nakba. The Nakba isn't just a term used by us. Israeli Knesset member Ariel Kalner has openly stated their aims. Right now, one goal, Nakba, a Nakba that will overshadow the Nakba of 48, Nakba in Gaza. Meanwhile, Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu has said that this is Israel's second war of independence. Let me remind you that Israel's first independence, the 1948 Nakba, led to Zionist forces ethnically cleansing and eradicating over 500 towns and cities in Palestine, displacing 750,000 indigenous citizens and taking over 78% of the land. The remaining 22% was divided into what are now the occupied West Bank and the besieged Gaza Strip. Around 200,000 Palestinians from the surrounding districts became refugees in Gaza, and today 70% of Gaza's population are now refugees as a result of the Nakba. Forced to live in refugee camps in their own country and now under complete siege without access to water, electricity, fuel or food, our people are bombed from air, land and sea. From newborn babies to Nakba survivors, the death toll from Israel's genocide on Gaza has now surpassed 10,000 Palestinians killed, with 40% of them being children. More than half of Gaza's 2.3 million Palestinians were forced out of their homes after a 24-hour eviction notice was issued to Palestinians living in the north of Gaza, ahead of an expected Israeli ground invasion. Many did not leave and are determined to stay, with the fear of being displaced again, never to be able to return. Today, the Nakba continues in a way we have never witnessed before, live and televised. Israel's brutal and relentless bombardment of Gaza is erasing entire families from the civil registry. The ongoing Nakba means that the Zionist drive to expel and eliminate the Palestinian people continues to this day. What we are seeing in Gaza today is a genocidal campaign intended to fulfill the Israeli regime's ultimate goal of ethnically cleansing Gaza entirely, reenacting the 1948 Nakba, but 3 times bigger. We know collectively too well that once the Palestinians have crossed into Egypt's Sinai desert for safety, the temporary stay will turn into a permanent displacement, just like the situation of our grandparents. Today, Palestinians firmly reject all efforts to uproot them. As people in Gaza put it, heaven is closer than the Sinai. Our grandparents lived through the 1948 Nakba. We will not allow them to relive another one.